Going to Florida, where we're joined live via Zoom by security expert Eric Mandel, founder and director of the Middle East Information Network. Good evening, good afternoon to you. Thank you for being here. So I guess let's just start by telling us more on what this plan actually means, if it is even possible to implement such a thing.
Well, I think we need to think of this as a strategy to upend decades of stale and failed thinking. I wish the president would have said, remember, the Palestinians have turned down a two-state solution in 48, 67, 2000, 2001, 2007. The Israelis left Gaza 100% in 2005. So throwing in this grenade there is, I think, helpful, because it's creating a new landscape, and it forces the Jordanians, the Egyptians, the Gulf states to now think differently, to think out of the box for a different solution. It's also this radical idea, and I think people have to get beyond the radical idea, because this is kind of the way President Trump works. It's a bargaining chip. It's analogous to how the Abraham Accords became. Israel gave up the annexation of the West Bank, Judea and Samaria. And that's how the Abraham Accords, maybe the Israelis, the Americans will give up taking over Gaza for Saudi normalization. So I think it shouldn't be just taken at its face value right here. But the reality of what he's saying is that you cannot have reconstruction the way it's gone on in the past. If you have reconstruction that's in the past, Hamas will simply steal the money, rebuild its infrastructure. It will just be another cycle before there can be another October 7th. If Gazans, and I guess maybe you need some subtlety here, but there should be areas, it makes total sense to move out of certain areas, say northern Gaza, have Gazans taken out temporarily, rebuild, so Hamas cannot use human shields, and they can't steal humanitarian aid and raise money, and then you can recreate these neighborhoods that are then going to control of the Palestinians to come back that are not colored with terrorism. So I think, the question here is, nobody really has a good answer, but I think this opens up possibilities to realize the reality is not good of what's there. And the Palestinian Authority coming in, they failed in Jenin in their test run for running Gaza from a military point of view. So this may open up bringing in other players like Gulf states to do, or contractors or Europeans to control afterwards. So I think this opens possibility, and I don't think it should be just taken at its face value.